Well, hello, and welcome to another wonderful and I'm sure enchanting Monday afternoon. We are live here with the Outdoors guys. I got Mr. A&J Outdoors right over here, Grant McIntosh, and Haulin Ash. How are you guys doing today?
We are live.
We're doing great.
Awesome.
Doing great.
You guys sound excited. You sound like you just lived through a Monday.
It's about to get better. That's all I can say.
It's been a wet Monday here.
It was a wet Sunday for us. We're drying out right now. It's actually like 80 degrees outside. It feels so good right now.
It's in the 70s up here in San Antonio. Yesterday, the weekend was just wet and dreary. It got to, I think, 70 yesterday, but you know it's bad when you walk out on your patio that's covered and everything on the patio is soaking wet. From the amount of moisture in the air. I'm looking at the grills, they're all wet. I'm like, do we have a leak or something? But literally everything was just soaking wet. The cushions on the seats, even though it's covered, everything was wet. I was like, God, it's just miserable. I hate that stuff. I can beat in the 50s, but don't be cold and wet. That sucks.
I experienced that one too this weekend. Like it was weird. You know, you have the patio areas and stuff like that with the overhangs and stuff. And it was the same way. Like it wasn't super heavy rain, but just because of the humidity that we have down here, everything was soaking wet. It was just like the heaviest fog. And it wasn't even foggy. It was just like the moisture in the air just made everything soaking wet around you.
Yeah, it was miserable.
We had that white stuff that comes down in the wintertime, and we're supposed to get 3 to 6 inches more tonight.
White stuff. What is this white stuff you speak of?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. That you guys have some weird color rain up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Hooked up and backlash in the house. How you doing?
What's up, man? We got Mr. Martin and Mr. Rick? How are you doing, Mr. Rick? Pleasure to see you. Texas Rattlesnake. Hope you guys are having a good one.
Adrian Rose.
Ma'am, good to see you.
Yep. Good to see you all. Yeah, that white stuff up north.
Yeah.
Rattlesnake, I am not familiar with Warhammer, my friend. I've heard of that, but I've never played that.
Me either.
I've never.
Warhammer, no. So,
Adrian Rose, where do you live at that you had 6 inches of snow?
Believe is that Oregon? Yeah, that's Oregon.
Is it?
Yeah, we were just talking about that behind the scenes over here, duck season being over. Central Oregon, yeah. Mr. Covarrubias, sir, it's a pleasure to see you. Bourbon time. You are right on time for bourbon time, although I'm afraid a couple of us are on call. John and I are going to be taking the heavy hits for today as a result, doing our part.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
They're on call.
I'm proud of you guys.
Suckers.
Taking it for the team.
I got your back, Steve. I got your back.
Happy
I
to.
appreciate it.
So we are at a weird time of year. I kind of like this. He's got his virgin Coke over there.
It's sweet. Some good old sweet tea.
But we're at a weird time of year right now, and it makes for a fun conversation because down here in Texas, we're at 80 degrees and humid and everything else. You guys are seeing snow. I'm trying to figure out the fishing trip that I'm going to be doing this weekend. We got pompano in the surf. There's still reds. And from what I heard, we go down south. We're getting sharks out of the surf right now. Grant, your duck season just ended. Mr. Steve, I believe you just got skunked on a walleye trip. Is that correct?
No, that was just pan fishing, ice fishing trip. Got 0. We had the lady that I fished with, Jerry Toner. She might be on here, but I don't know. Anyway, she bought one of those underwater cameras so we could actually see the fish swimming around.
Nice.
It's like, damn, not only are they down there, but we can't catch them. So we got skunked. We got absolutely skunked. We tried different places and tried different baits, tried everything we could think of, and no, big skunk.
People
No
are
video.
all this new technology you got now.
I know.
It makes fishing so easy. It's still
Right.
make the
I
fish
know.
bite.
He's got a drone to scout locations. He's got the underwater camera to see under the ice. Steve, it doesn't get any easier. This man, they ain't gonna just jump into your ice chest.
I need to get back on my boat and go soft water fishing. A couple of shout outs there. Aaron Ripley, that would be my son's brother or my son's brother-in-law, and Aaron? Jeff Bottom, old fishing buddy of mine. Good to see you guys come in.
Gentlemen, appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. We needed a little company.
Well, fishing wasn't too much better for me the past weekend when we went 2 days, and you seen I put the video out today. It's about only 5 minutes long, and that's 2 days worth of video. So the fishing was tough. It's funny when you talk to saltwater folks, and they go out, or if you watch their videos, you see it. They go out, and when the water is flat, calm, oh my God, they get so ecstatic and excited about that flat, calm. But for freshwater fishing, most species, you do not want flat, calm water. You want some ripple. You want a little bit of wind. You want some water move. So it's funny how I'll put video or pictures up when the lake's flat, calm, and people are like, oh, that looks awesome. I'm thinking, it might look awesome, but it's not awesome when you want to fish.
That's news to me. I wasn't aware of that. I think you might have mentioned that like last stream or something, but it just didn't really set in for me because I like the breathtaking beauty of just, glass. But what makes the difference in that? What makes the choppy waters better for fishing? And hey, Urban Explorer, good to see you, man. And Muskie Hans, appreciate you guys.
I don't know the science behind it, but I'm sure, Steve, you've probably seen it happen too. The bluebird bait, just out there, and there's a lot of things play into it. If you want to do any kind of drift fishing, if you don't have,
you need a drift.
You're sunk. Let's take that option out. But yeah, the fish just get lockjaw. I don't know if it's because without the waves and the water movement, they notice the boat more. I don't know what it is.
We have this thing up here we call walleye chop, and it's when the waves, get, you start to get enough that you start, getting the chop, and I would say probably up to about 3 foot of waves, you're good. After that, it's like you can't really pull the boards. They're not really responding well. So a little bit of walleye chop always seems to help us get our fish. That's what we call it up here is walleye chop.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that term.
I know flowing water is good for we like that for flounder, and there's some other conditions that flowing water is good, because you've got debris float out, which means bait is floating off, or wind will push bait to the opposite side of the bay or whatever area you're in. I'm familiar with that, but man, chop just in general, like you're saying 3 foot chop, that totally ruins my day. It's the worst number. Two to small 4 is the absolute worst number. I like to enjoy myself down here. I'm fat and out of shape and old now, but I used to like to surf a lot and, fish. And you can go fishing when it's calm and surfing when it's big. But 3 foot waves are too small to surf and too big to fish. Not too big, but it's just that miserable number.
Jeff Bottom gave me my excuse. The reason I didn't catch any fish was because there was no ripples on the ice. We had no walleye chop on that ice.
There you go.
Thanks for bailing me out on that one, Jeff.
That sounds likely. I like Ben's comment. I don't know if there's any with all the new contraptions and technology you're spooking the bite or not, but could be some of it. I've seen those underwater cameras that they attach to their line, and I have seen fish hit those too, which is pretty cool, especially something like a northern pike, because it's a pretty voracious hit when they first hit a bait. But that'd be interesting to know.
My thought on that is that I have no problems with some instruments and, things that you're going to use on the boat while you're out there. But man, technology makes you a worse fisherman. These guys are, people are too heavily reliant on apps and technology and things to find their fish. And you lose out on that old school mentality of knowing, okay, we have a breeze pushing the bait to the opposite side of the, which is going to push the fish to the opposite side of the lagoon. You miss out on that kind of stuff when you put all of that faith in technology, in my opinion.
Yeah. But I like my fish finder, so always going to have one.
Not going to cry about that, but the fish finder, it's kind of a different ballgame. I want to see bottom contour. I want to see structure.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I call it fish finder, but it does all of the above and mapping.
Yeah. So you can I almost never use a fish finder to see fish. It's always looking for structure. Now I will, but it's almost always just looking for structure.
And see, that's where we fish for walleye. There's really no structure. It's just like a mud flat. So you're going around looking for fish. When you find them, then that's where you set up and start fishing for them.
When we were in Wisconsin, we did see that. Yeah, we'd be drifting along and on an edge, looking for that perfect depth, and then we'd start seeing all the fish. And I have never in my life used a fish finder to spot lock fish the way that we had when we went for panfish. It was awesome. It was a cool experience. We don't do that in the saltwater down here. The majority of the fish, we'll do it for, like, if you type to an oil rig, you're going to see, are there spade fish in the water column? Do you have a bunch of bait fish running around? Maybe that's going to keep some Spanish mackerel, kingfish, and things like that around the rig. But you're not going to see like a big drum sitting on the bottom. There's going to be one there, and he's going to be kind of random, sporadic. I just don't target them too much with a fish finder.
Yeah.
I would say if you're tied up to an oil rig, you've already found your structure, right?
Pretty much, but like with this, there's a set of oil rigs. This is a pro tip for you right here. We got a set of oil rigs that we like to go to. You've seen a couple of videos, Sammy Dam, that we've done this year we did out there. Well, it's like 4 oil rigs in a diamond pattern. So those things got completely annihilated in the hurricanes over the summer. Like, they're destroyed. They're going to end up condemning those and tearing them down because there's pieces of them hanging off. They're dangerous to be around, a couple of them, but that's a bunch of debris on the bottom now as well. And that debris has been pushed away due to currents and stuff like that, and it's leaving piles of debris 100 yards away, 200 yards away. And those piles of debris 100 yards away, like those oil rigs, those things are getting fished hard. Anytime it's calm, any guy with a boat that is in the vicinity of Pack River Channel is headed right for Sammy Dam. But they never know to look for the debris on the bottom 100 yards away. The oil rigs will be totally fished out, and 100 yards away, you'll be able to bag out with snapper in no time flat or sheep's head or whatever's sitting down there because nobody knows to go there.
Well, you found that honey hole. You don't want to tell anybody about them.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Dam.
And I'm hinting at that. It's actually, I will give you a totally honest, I'll be totally transparent about this. I'm not entirely truthful when I say that all that debris has gone down current. There's some other things. It's actually not down current that you need to be looking at that debris, but I'm not giving you any more information than that.
I'm going tomorrow.
Yep. Think down current during a hurricane.
Hooked Up Backlash says give me 5 miles per hour. Yeah, 5 miles per hour is good fresh water. And another thing when you talk about moving water, tide and current, that's like when we fish the jetties down there.
Sorry, Grant.
If it's slack, if there's no water moving, the fish typically aren't biting really well. You won't want crazy running tide, but you want some water movement. And we've seen when we were down there last time, we're sitting there getting bite after bite, and then all of a sudden the tide went slack and the bite just shut off. It's pretty amazing how important that moving water is to the fish feeding down there.
I'll say hi to Josephine.
Ma'am, it's very nice to see you. Thank you very much for coming to say hi. I appreciate that. I hadn't seen you in a minute. How have you been doing?
Yeah, I like
She's a big fan. I met her, Nick Nimmin fan, and she's with Tube Buddy and everybody else.
Okay.
Very cool. Very cool.
I appreciate that, ma'am. Thank you.
You're one of the nicest people on earth, Stanley. Now that's nice.
I don't know about all that. I don't know what I've been doing, but I'm snowing someone.
Maybe I know you that well.
Yeah, exactly right.
She agrees that she's really cool. No, I like a ripple on the water as well, especially if I'm bank fishing with a bobber and a jig for crappie. But, for Steve over the weekend, I think it's bad enough when you know there's fish in the water and they're not biting. But to be able to see them not biting, that's got to be rough.
It was really cool. You could see the fish too. You'd say, "Oh, that's a bluegill," or "That's a crappie," or that one's a bass. You could tell what they were. damn things.
It's almost like, because you'll see on some of those cameras that people attach to their lines, you'll see that they'll be reeling it in and there'll be fish around it. And like he had said, they don't bite. And it's almost worse to know, dang, none of these fish are biting, than think, wow, there's just no fish here. Let me fish somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which is worse.
Yeah, because you don't leave, because you see fish there. It's like, why move to another spot? You know they're there.
Yeah, they're right here.
Oh, well, we'll get them next time.
Did you try different baits or different jigs? Or
different baits, different depths, different jigging techniques. The quick jig, bring it up and let it settle down. Tried all that stuff. I had 2 bites. One was a pretty good hit, and one was really light. So that's my excuse.
It's one of them days where you wish you just had a little bit of dynamite in the boat.
No, they were on the ice, remember?
Yeah.
Might not have worked out well.
Wouldn't that be cool? Drop a stick of dynamite down through the ice hole.
There you go. Watch that on camera.
Boom! Yeah, that'd make a great video. That thing would go viral.
That would go viral. You're right.
Yeah.
Who wants to do it?
Dude, I'm in on this.
Okay.
Dynamite fishing? That's not even the first time I've said yes to this. Never done it in the ice. I've never done it, period. But
yeah, my uncle has. My dad, back in like 1972 or 73, we had an artesian well on one of our farms. So he dug a big pond and stocked it with trout. And about, 6, 7, 8 years later, my uncle, he got tired of trying to catch him. So he took a stick of dynamite and all floated to the top.
My dad said they did some of that in Vietnam back in the day.
What's that?
I've seen video of that.
In Vietnam, my dad did.
Oh, rattlesnake. He missed out on everything. You gone for 5 minutes. You missed it all, buddy.
Well, yeah.
We solved all the world's problems.
Yep. Dynamite fishing answers all.
Yeah, Rick, if it wouldn't have poured ass raining all day, I'd have probably went after work and just been live fishing, but maybe tomorrow after work.
Reading Ben's comment there. Even
yeah, same here.
Combination, excitement, frustration when you retrieve a lure and watch a target fish lean in or bump your lure but not hook up. Yeah. It would be cool. It would be cool if you get the whole thing on camera, though. Watch the fish come to the lure, hit it, rip them up, and then come through the ice. You got a camera up there, gets the picture. I'm sure the professionals already do this, but that would be cool to do it.
I'm going to say that the whole purpose of a video is you're telling a story. Like at the end of the day, that's what we're all doing. We're all telling a story about an experience that people want to watch it because for whatever reason, they either enjoy it and they want to watch it, or they don't get to do it and they want to watch it. So you're telling the story of this experience that they don't get to do at that time that they want to see. Well, not catching stuff is also part of the experience. I am not a big proponent of doing like half of your videos, all of those times where you get skunked. But if you've got a camera down there and you are seeing tons of fish, like I'm totally cool with this video. You can have that self-deprecating humor where you kind of make fun of yourself. Like, look at how much I suck at what I do because I got all these fish under me and I can't even catch them. Personally, I think that's a video right there.
Well, it's like the other day, John was talking about he caught one fish and wanted to know what to do with it. I've been in that boat too. It's like, you got all this footage and you only caught one dang fish. Okay, what do we do to make this interesting and something that people want to watch? Well, let's give a little tutorial or whatever of how we're catching the fish today. So I've done that before. Oh, this is how we use planer boards, and you've already reeled in that one fish that you caught all day long, so you make it part of the story.
What I will do, and it doesn't matter on some of those days, like if you get one of those days where the very first cast is like a moderate to decent fish, but then you don't catch anything the rest of the day, I will move that footage to the end of the video. I'm not going to lie. I will move all of that footage of me like wasting my time. Like I'll cut it down. You're not going to get 30 minutes of like wasted time, but I'm going to put all of that footage before I make that a modestly decent catch.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's all about telling a story.
I'm going to have some more boat work videos probably since I got some fuel issue that I got to work on now. So,
I'm sorry to hear that, but how is the previous video going? That one you were doing a couple weeks ago?
the one that I released today.
No. Didn't you have one like 3 or 4 weeks ago that you were doing?
On
How to replace the hubs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The hubs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's out there. That's one of those ones that I just don't even check on it. I wait till it grabs my attention again. Kind of like the dual battery one. I did it, and then it was a couple months later before it ever did anything. So that's kind of where I'm at on that hub one. I did it. Let's see if it gets picked up in the system when people start doing those searches, and see if it starts going again.
Oh man, I made the most grave mistake that I did not realize until this weekend. I haven't even fixed it yet. I had a gentleman ask me, he said, hey, literally left a comment on a video where he said, hey, so you had this tutorial on how to do trolling rigs. And he's like, I wanted to get this stuff, but you don't tell how to do it. And I'm like, well, if you just look in the description of the video, you will see my affiliate link. It's right there. No, I clicked on that. There's nothing there. I was like, get out of here. And I went and clicked on it. And it clicks over to Amazon, and I completely forgot to fill out the list of stuff that I used.
Ouch.
I got near 5 grand views on that video. I cannot even imagine how much I lost on that mistake.
Oops.
That was dumb.
I think that's one of the things that I'm bad about is reminding people to even look at them. But the battery one, I still, that's over a year old now. I think I still get people comments. Hey, they usually send me a DM. Hey, where did you get this or that or that? And I'm like, I want to say it's in the links right underneath but I just send them a link and say, here, it's that.
Yeah, I'm polite about it. I just resend the same link. I did double check it this time though.
Good.
God knows how many times someone asked that and I didn't even double check it. They just thought I was being a jerk.
Oh, Weekend Warrior. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you pop in.
Hey, what's up, Weekend?
In the hizzy. So what you guys?
So watching his video, now I've got to go buy an air fryer because those that look pretty tasty.
Yeah, those things are awesome.
Yeah, I got to get one now.
We got one that, so it's got racks in it, and you can take the racks out, and it's got a rotisserie in it. You can put a little small chicken on, and it's got like a tumbler in it for like French fries and stuff like that, so they don't just cook a certain way on one side or the other. It constantly rotisserie, but it's a tumbler. They're inside it, so it's pretty badass. I like it a lot.
That's a new word I've never heard before. Rotisserie.
They rotisserie.
Rotisserie.
If you've never rotisserated your chicken, you haven't lived.
Yeah, you got to get some rotisserating in.
You want to rotisserate the shit out of your food.
There you go. Exactly. Here's the rotisserating.
Cheers to that.
I might make up a word once in a while.
So,
okay.
Grant, do you got a Ninja? Do you got an air fryer?
We just have a looks like a little oven air fryer.
Oh, that'll work. I mean, an air fryer's. Well, I don't know. I don't know the difference. I just know that we have a Ninja one, and I adore that thing. Like I cook everything out of it.
Yeah, we enjoy it. She's done a rotisserated a chicken before, and pretty much everything she's cooked in it's been pretty good, except the fries, like regular cut up real potatoes and make fries.
Yeah, I hadn't tried that.
They were a little soggy. I was expecting a little bit more out of them, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we tried to do baked potatoes one time, or I tried to cook potatoes in it or something like that, and the whole damn potato came out tasting like a French fry. I didn't enjoy that. It's not a good taste for like a whole potato. But everything else I've done in there came out awesome. Like the fish, chicken, rotisserated some asparagus.
Mr. Rick asked the question, kayak fishing seems to be getting really popular. What do you all think of it? I think I'd like to try that. But I wonder, because I can't sit in any place for very long. I got to get up and walk around and stand. I know I can't stand up in a kayak, but I'd like to try it, even if it's only for a couple hours. I think it'd be fun. Get in all those channels. There's not a whole lot of water. You can get into those channels with one and catch some crappie.
They do have ones you can stand up in, so they claim, but depends on your balance.
And they're expensive.
Yeah, and I looked into them because if I got a kayak, it'd have to be a pedal drive, so they're $2,000-$3,000, and then my issue, my back, I can't sit in one spot for a long period. So then you gotta go shallow and get out and wade for a while or something. So for me, it was like I would love to be able to go where they go and do some of the fishing they do, especially real backwater stuff down at the coast where my boat can't go. But if I was 30 years younger, I'd probably be all about it if they had them back then. But I think it's cool, and I watch a lot of YouTubers that kayak. I just don't think I will ever do it.
What are your thoughts on that, Grant? I'm a little opinionated on this one.
Well, I definitely, if I was younger, but no, we've got several sloughs around this area and some great places for a kayak that I couldn't get my boat into. So yeah, I would, if somebody wanted to send us all for a stand-up kayak just to test out, I'd use it,
Kayaks to Grant, hashtag kayak to Grant.
Dude, I am all about that one.
Yeah, I think you should have one.
I gotta say, now a stand-up one is kind of a different deal. Like I would very much enjoy having a stand-up one to play with, but I will say, just like a traditional, like regular kayak, I really want nothing to do with that. It's a lack of space. It makes some places accessible, like the flats that we have down here. Hooked Up in Backlash is saying it's a blast in the flats, and I totally get that. There's some spots that I can't get to, skinny water spots that you just can't get to easily, and so it's good for that. But at the same time, it's like, what are you going to haul on that tiny little kayak? A bunch of trout. You get a bunch of trout. You stuff them in an ice chest. Cool, good to go. But one good catch, that's it. Like there's nothing you can do outside of that one good catch. And also being low down and sitting down on the kayak. Like I said, if I'm standing up, it's kind of a different ball game. If it's a platform I can stand on, then I can put an ice chest on it. Hypothetically put a good catch in it. Then I'm totally cool with it. But it just seems like you have to put so much money and effort into making one of these things into a John boat. I just want the John boat. Is my thought on it.
Yeah. Now they got those little they're like paddle boards, like you're talking about, that you stand on, but they got little motors on them now, little 9 horsepower motors, and they go all over the damn place.
Dude, that goofy, stupid thing that Thresher likes to cruise around on.
Exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that
run those.
I'm not going to argue that thing. It looks absolutely ridiculous. And if I ever saw him cruising around on that thing, I'd wonder where he put the clown outfit. But if I'm getting a kayak, that's what I want, is what he's got.
And he's taking that thing out off the beach and out. And it's like, that's pretty cool, man. I had it flipped over trying that. And
he rolled it. You're right. He rolled it, and that thing survived.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to do some work on it, but it did. Yeah, get Grant on it, Mr. Rick.
I've been on. I've just never fished from one.
Yeah.
We tried one for Sharkathon. I rented one for to paddle baits out in the surf, because they're real strict on the rules and the way you can get your bait out there. Kayak is one of the ways they allow you to do it.
Yeah. That
was a miserable nightmare. I tried it once or twice and I was done. I ended up swimming my baits out. It was easier. 2 foot, or that magical 3 foot surf that I hate, completely decimated my ability to paddle one out there with a kayak.
Yeah.
What's a roundabout boat?
I was just going to ask the same thing.
Same time.
Whatever it is, I want it. It sounds awesome.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, unless it's called something different up here.
A roundabout. That sounds like those cigar boats you get down in Mexico.
Oh, I've seen. Is it that crazy round looking thing with a little trolling motor on it? Is that what it is? I've seen that on. advertisements and shit. Have you guys seen that where it's just a big round disc and you got a seat and a little trolling motor? You can put like a little top on it, you know, for the sun. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want nothing like that. That thing is no water unless it's something else.
There he is. Mosier boy's popping in the house. He knows what a roundabout boat is. What is it, buddy?
Yeah, tell us what it is, David.
Mr. O'Neill, pleasure to see you, sir. I see you. Thank you for dropping my dress shirt. His newest video, it died. He had to walk it back 2 miles. I haven't seen that. I didn't know that.
He posted that one today. He got hit with by a ray too, but he had boots on, so he's showing where it hit the boot.
Whoa. That guy's going all in for the views. I take that. I'm kidding. I'm just giving him a hard time. Just razzing him a little. That makes for a bad day.
Roundabout boats. Are you searching it?
Yeah, it looks like a circle boat with a seat and trolling motor.
Like one of those things that you get at the amusement park that's got that metal rod that sticks to the bumper cars. But a boat.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those. I think it's a little gimmicky.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up and see what it is. I've never heard of one. But
if I was young and didn't have a boat and that was cheap, you know, maybe.
I tell you what's taken for granted. We used to use little dolphin sailboats and little catamaran sailboats, like Hobie Cats. That is a highly underrated means of transportation. Like you can fit an ice chest on that cat. You can fit probably 3 or 4 people on it if you're. Well, I've literally seen people fit 6 or 8 people on them, not effectively, but it does work. No need for a motor or nothing, man. We get out to the oil rigs with those things, no problem.
Blue collar fishing in the house. How you doing? I didn't see you come in.
What's up, man? How are you doing? How'd the stream go last night? Sorry I missed you guys, but you're way too late for me. At least for yesterday.
Kelly? I hadn't seen Kelly in a long time.
I know.
You say they're stable, but I couldn't imagine going out, you know, out in the saltwater with something, you know, 2-3 footers, or even up on the Great Lakes. That little round disc. I just don't see it.
Mr. Rick says they look like a bumper boat from Six Flags.
Yeah.
But they don't flip. Infantry says they don't flip. I like the idea of being able to cast in 360 degrees, but short of something with a bimini top, I've never really had an issue not casting any direction.
Yeah. Yeah, the biminis are a pain in the butt. That's why my boat, I've got a bimini for it. It's only on dead of summer if I'm going fishing because we're in South Texas. And you freaking roast if you don't. But in the wintertime, that sucker gets pulled off and stays off.
I didn't even realize on the old Wellcraft that my dad used to have, the center console, we had a bimini that never once got used. And then he got almost 10 years ago now, he got the Sea Hunt that we use, and it's got that center console T-top. I will never go back. Like, I am so spoiled by that tiny little T-top, and it's just a canvas one. It's a cheap one, but man, that is just a total game breaker to me, game changer.
I've got a bimini top for my boat, but the problem with that is if you're just, you know, going to go out and maybe bobber fish or something, it's not too bad. But if you're out after walleye, the way we do it, you know, you try to snap that board off, the line out of that clip for the board, you can't do it because you're hitting the bimini top, or you go off the side, you're still hitting it. So I like the idea of it, but it's not truly functional like I'd like it to be.
And we have a problem where if you catch something in the range of 36 inches or bigger, that thing might take you around the boat a little bit. And it's such a risky maneuver to take that thing around all those bimini straps on the way around the boat.
Yeah.
Anybody who's tried to avoid wrapping their line up in the prop knows what I'm talking. You know, it's the exact same scenario, but for every attachment of that bimini along the gunnel wall.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly says, Marty Zoffinger, I'm not familiar with him, but he docks his boat and runs a kayak rental business off of the dock of the guy who makes them. Todd something. Off the guy who makes the guy who makes the kayaks or the docks.
The round boats.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I think I've seen his channel. It's been a long time though.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that name. It's getting harder and harder to keep up with all these names. There's a lot more now than there was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's hard to get time to watch everybody's videos.
The number of people in Corpus Christi has I would say probably doubled.
For YouTubing?
Yeah. The number of people doing a YouTube channel with their fishing.
So we're going to get you one of those round boats, Grant, or are you going to get a kayak?
I mean, if somebody wants to send me one, I'll use it, but no, I don't plan on buying one. No.
Yeah, I understand that. Somebody said something about there for stock tanks. I think they'd be perfect for something like that. If you're not in tech, some people don't know what a stock tank is. Everywhere else in the country, it's a pond, right? Like Steve has. He wants to put a little boat on that pond. One of those things would be perfect on his little pond.
You know what we call stock tanks up here?
You call them stock tanks too?
Well, we had cattle, so we had stock tanks, but they were concrete. Oh hell, they were like 8 foot wide, 20 foot long, and probably 4 foot deep. And the well would pump water into there, and our cattle would come up and drink from that stock tank.
Yeah, I hear it's actually a pond.
Yeah,
typically it's well fed too.
Yeah, I know Rachel's grandfather. They did a trout pond. They had the what was it, Rachel? They had the government come in and build that pond for them. I think so. They dug a well. It was just like the most perfect spot or something. It was some deal where they had a. Yeah, and the I think it was the county, the government. Somebody came in and like drilled the well for him, made this awesome pond, and even stocked him full of trout and everything. The pond is still there to this day. No, I thought they stocked it. Okay, he stocked it, I guess. But apparently he's got some really nice brown trout in that thing. They ended up selling it just a couple of years ago.
Got to do a little shout out. Fish in the Mitten TV. Congratulations on being a new dad and getting engaged. Way to go, buddy.
That's right, man. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Josh.
Welcome to the rest of your life.
Yep. Oh, cute little baby too. Yeah.
And for Mr. Rattlesnake here, he says, so I'm trying to see how I'm going to do this without getting my copyright strike that he's trying to get me on, or my
I got in trouble for that word on a fishing phone.
King.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so Mitten, congratulations, man. That's really awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've got to get with Josh sometime and go fishing with him. That was something we were going to do pre-COVID, like everything, and we just didn't get around to it, did we, Josh? In fact, I used to, until the COVID, go to these boat shows. And Josh was also a pro staff for one of the companies that was at the boat show. But we didn't get to see each other then either. One of these days, Josh, we're going to get together. Do something. Go fishing.
I do look forward. You know what? I'm not going to lie. I look forward to seeing like everybody here with there's a lot of names out there. Fish in the Mitten, Blue Collar. I don't even know where to start throwing darts at all the names of all the people I want to see. But I want to see everybody through everybody else's lens. You know, like I really enjoyed seeing John through Steve's camera lens. It puts a totally different perspective on everyone, and I do look forward to seeing that.
Yeah. Oh, talk about wedding rings and losing fingers. My aunt lost her finger from a wedding ring. Yeah. And yeah, the metal or the flexible ones like you guys got are a tattoo. You don't have that problem, but I don't wear one. Just because,
well, we know.
What's that?
I was going to give you a hard time, but
I don't wear one because when we're on the farm, I was always afraid of getting it caught in something, so I just don't wear one. I don't like jewelry at all, but I will say, single most painful tattoo ever.
I bet.
Speaking of tattoos, who's got tattoos and what are they?
Fish hook.
Yeah, I like that one.
My unit when I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. Those are the only 2 tattoos I have on my body right now.
I got the wedding ring. This is a drunken 30th birthday party. My brother did that one. Both arms, I got my stars, one for each side of the family, and a point for every aunt and uncle. And then I got my last name on my back because I'm a Sublime fan.
Cool.
How about you, Grant?
I've just got the 18-year-old. I got to get a tattoo. And then I got this for my mother-in-law after she passed away.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. I've been wanting to get one on my forearm down here. A mahi. I picked it out, but I just haven't got there to get it put on. I've got the you guys can't probably see that. It's when I used to have my 1969 Chevelle.
I don't say Chevy.
I needed to get a tattoo, so
Cover that up.
bow tie and
You got a Chevelle, and you're immediately like, yeah, tattoo.
I did have a Chevelle. I sold it and bought my boat. So, but I've been thinking about getting the Haulin Ash logo tattooed over.
Yeah, I vote for that.
I like that.
Don't stop with mahi. So I've got 2 of my bucket list fish have been the mahi that I got and the blue marlin. So I want to get them worked into this large hook somewhere on my forearm somehow. I don't know how yet, but so you can't do the mahi before I do.
Well, you better hurry up because it's been one of those things. We went to Hawaii last year and they had a lady that would put a tattoo on. It's one of those that was like for 10 days and it would gradually fade away. And I kept looking at that and thinking,
It's like got a crayon.
It was different than a crayon. I can't remember what it was called, but it was pretty cool. It was
It's
very
hentai.
detailed.
Yeah.
So I just decided, that's what I'm going to get. You better hurry up, John.
Damn. Just like getting stuff mounted, those pictures instead of mounts. I just can't spend the money on a tattoo when I'm like, oh, I could get this for the boat, or I could do this. I need this fishing gear, and it just keeps getting bumped. My wife's gotten a few. She's ahead of me. She's got more than I do. And I'm going to do it. But then you start talking to these people, $200-$300. You're like, there's some stuff I can spend $200 or $300 on that I'll have more fun with. So I don't know. I'll do it, but you might get yours before I get mine.
My nephew is tattooed from below his chin all the way to his toes.
Holy cow.
I respect that. I don't want that, but I respect it.
The one that I just don't get. I mean, I love seeing people's artwork, but the one that I don't get is he had my mother. My mother passed away 4 years ago. So he went down and he got a tattoo of her portrait put on the inside of his leg, very up high. I mean, right up. Yeah. Why would you put your grandmother next to your
junk?
Yeah, exactly.
He does not have a single tattoo on his body that will be more protected.
Yeah.
Show it off too, I guess, unless you don't care.
Yeah, you ain't gonna show that to everybody.
Oh man, crazy. So 17 days, guys.
For what? Another shutdown?
Yeah, what's happening? Fill everybody in who doesn't who isn't aware.
Going to the Keys, right?
Going to the Keys in 17 days, baby.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait. I'm hoping the weather, doesn't do a South Texas weather job on me when we get there, But
oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dude. Go down. It doesn't matter if you get a freaking hurricane when you're down there. You better enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm gonna enjoy it. That's for sure. Yeah. Gonna enjoy it, and I just hope we get to the weather thing is because of the fishing. I really hope we get out and do some fishing. I don't care if it's a bunch of mangroves, snapper, whatever. Just get out there on the boat and do some fishing down at the Keys. That's what I'm excited as hell about. And
okay.
Caveat to that is my wife has always been more of I'd like to have a cabin in the mountains than have a home on the water somewhere like the Keys. So
things are about to change.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her more excited about the whole lifestyle of the Keys. So we'll see.
Yeah, rattlesnake. Everybody here is making like we do fishing channels, but everybody here also does their in their side time. They do a little bit of hunting, and I guarantee everybody here is making their own hamburgers. And they spent enough money on the things that they do getting them that they probably don't need to be buying hamburgers. How often do you guys buy hamburgers? I don't think I think I bought one last year.
I got 5 deer out in the freezer. I don't need to buy any hamburger.
See, I haven't had deer in a while now. I'll buy some hamburger if I want some hamburger because it's been a while for me. I just don't. Again, I complain. I said this on the last one too. I complain about how expensive it is to hunt here in Texas because, basically you're going to have a lease or pay somebody to let you hunt. But I'll turn around and go fishing instead. Oh, I don't know, 20 grand on a boat, need a truck to be able to pull the boat, got to put gas in the boat and the truck, you got to get bait, you need some beer, you got to have, you know what I mean? So, but for me, it was like spend all that money on one or the other. I couldn't double it, right? I couldn't spend, so I just don't hunt as much as I'd like to.
Well, see, then the next thing is you go like, okay, we got everything for fishing out of a boat. Now we got to have an ice shanty, and we got to have all the electronics to go with that. You got to have a snowmobile to pull it. You got to have a trailer to put the snowmobile in. So one thing begets another. It's just the vicious cycle of your hobby.
Absolutely. So you kind of got to pick your priorities in all those things, And so mine has been picked. I picked mine as fishing right now over hunting as my priorities. I don't know. It just seems easier, I guess. But yeah, if somebody says,
well,
hey,
guys,
I'm bored, I'm going to go.
What'd you do, Stanley? You flipped.
Why are you laying on your side, Stanley?
I think he clicked out.
He did. Oh,
that's all right. Let's keep the show going.
We got it.
He'll be back.
Yeah, we've been getting beef from a farmer, so
nice.
We get a quarter of a beef, so.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
But
do they charge you for the meat on like the carcass, or is it already processed? You take it home and you pay for it that way.
He takes it to the butcher and picks it up, and we pick it up at his house, and he tells us how much we owe.
I see.
Nice. That's not bad.
Nice.
So, but the last time I talked to him, he said it was going to be August. So.
Wow. Going with that, you're gonna have to buy some grocery store meat.
Probably so.
Yeah, absolutely. Bass and Binks, what's up? Glad to see you.
Bass and Binks, forever. Andrew Fishman, good to see you.
It's been a while. Can't remember the last time fishing in the mittens. Can't remember the last time I had regular beef.
Ready for some fresh fish now.
So, are you going to go try to find some crappie sometime, Grant?
Yeah, I'll probably go after work tomorrow.
Very cool. Very cool. Good luck. Hope you get on them.
Thank you.
What about you, Steve? You going fishing anytime soon?
Don't think so. I am going to a fishing tournament, ice fishing tournament, February 13th. It's for a good cause called Autism for Anglers.
Oh, that's cool.
It's not too far from here. It's more towards Detroit, and it's money that they raise for kids with autism.
Very cool.
Just to go and have fun is all I'm really looking for. I don't care to win a prize or anything, but they do have a lot of cool stuff that they're giving away. Guided fishing trips, tackle, clothing. It sounds like a lot of fun, and couldn't do it last year. They had to close it down because of COVID. But I want to do it this year. So that's probably the only fishing trip that I know for certain that we're doing. Unless something just all of a sudden somebody says, hey, let's go, and I can go. So
yeah, I'm kind of, until I get the boat done, which the crappy weather we have, I haven't had a chance to get out there and even start on it. I'm probably not going to go fishing until I'm down in the Florida Keys fishing. So on one hand, it kind of sucks. I got to wait a couple of weeks, but on the other hand, I'll be in the Keys, so it's okay.
Hey, Josh, if you're going to be at that tournament, look for me. I think I got your phone number. Let's try try to meet up on the ice, at least to say hi and shake hands in person.
We have taken over Stanley's live stream. Woo-hoo!
Oh, Stanley's gone. That's what happens when you go sideways. You lose your live stream.
Yeah, he said he was going to take a few drinks for you guys since you weren't drinking tonight, and I guess he took a few too many.
Yeah, Josh, Judge's Jaw Jackers is one of the people that's giving away stuff, as to my understanding, and they will definitely be there. Yeah.
Sounds like a cool one. Sounds like a cool. Uh-oh.
Oh, Stanley's back.
He's back. It was fun while it lasted. We had taken over.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
I got a chance to look at my analytics, like as soon as I got kicked off because of the camera dying over here. And for some reason, the analytics just went through the roof. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Let you guys just keep doing what you're doing.
We actually lost 3 people.
Yeah, as soon as you left, everybody else left.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, well, that's totally fine with me because I want only the most closest people to me in on this. Right before my camera died, I got an email, and it's an email that I've been waiting for 3 months.
Uh-oh.
Now, I'm not, I have not returned this email, so I'm not technically supposed to say anything about any of this, but as soon as we are done here, I am going to be accepting a permanent fixture role with TubeBuddy. I am going to be a permanent part of their support staff.
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
Look, he's going to take a shot for you. Here's to Mr. Stanley Orchard.
Cheers.
I've been looking for it for months, and it came back. All good. I'm not going to be arguing about a thing with it.
Good deal, man. That's awesome. Hey, so everybody in the chat, just know that in the future, if you have any TubeBuddy issues or questions, just ask this guy right here. He's on the inside.
Appreciate that. It doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about. It just means I fake it really well.
There you go.
Until you make it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't have to, buddy, there's a link in the description.
I don't think there is. That sucks. I don't have that in the description. That's unfortunate. But I will say, anybody here who, if you do YouTube and you don't use TubeBuddy and you want a discount, hit me up. I can get you a discount on it. If you want the free version, I can tell you what I did using the free version too.
That's what I use right now is a free version.
Yeah.
Very cool. Man, that's good news, man. We got some good news tonight.
I'm excited about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we were just talking while you were gone on your hiatus, and we had
what I missed.
About what's upcoming. So Grant might get to go do some crappie fishing tomorrow. Steve, not sure when he's going to go fishing again. He does have an event that he's going to go to mid-February for autism awareness type event, which is fishing related, which is awesome. I'm probably not, since I got boat work to do and the weather's been crappy, I'm probably not going to fish again until I get to the Florida Keys, which is not a bad thing. So now,
not crying about that.
What are you up to? I heard you talking about pompano and sharks and all this stuff. What are you going to be up to here coming up for us?
Well, I took January off. I started school. For those of you guys who don't know, I started school. I'm in an industrial electronics program. Obviously, I'm working with TubeBuddy now, and for the last 3 months, in all reality, I've been working at acclimating to that whole program that they do. Now, for anybody who is not aware, we went to Mexico and we had a little bit of a heinous time, but that series of videos will start on Monday. I know I dragged that one out. I held back on that one for a minute. I really wanted to clear the air and kind of clear my head and everything for January. Best month in the world to take off, so I did. But those videos, our entire Cozumel thing is coming out starting on Monday.
Next Monday.
Yep. And I'll be filming some other stuff. Like we never even really finished last season. I have one more video to do on that. I'm hoping to film that here in the next couple of weeks when we get a good weather window.
Awesome. Later, Weekend Warrior. Thank you for stopping by. We're coming.
Yeah, man. Have a good night.
Later, John.
Hooked Up and Backlash says hit him up about that YouTube Tube Buddy stuff.
Yeah, not a problem. And for anybody interested, Tube Buddy, like I spent a little bit of time with Tube Buddy on the Discord server and on the online forums, all over the place. So yeah, if you have any questions at all, feel free to get in contact with me on those. That way I can kind of like account for my time, you know, when for working with Tube Buddy. That having been said, I don't care. I don't need to account for my time. It's just the fastest way to get information. Anything else, email me. Hooked Up Backlash. Let me know how you want me to get a hold of you. I will. I'll let you know. I'll give you anything that I got. I'm not even trying to like make money on that or anything. Just anything I can do to help anybody out, I will.
Is that like a 9-to-5 type job then, Stanley? 5 days a week, or how do you?
Yeah, that's what this email was. This is a full-time permanent position.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And it's doing something you kind of enjoy doing. So that's what makes it cool.
I can do it from home. I get to sit here and spend time with my family. That's the thing I've been most excited about. And the thing I was most concerned about was the, you know, some of the other stuff that you kind of sacrifice when you like, you know, working from home, spending time with family, you make sacrifices on other ends of that arrangement. And the sacrifices that I'm gonna have to make are not what I thought they were going to be. So that's super stoked.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Good to hear. He broke it here on Outdoors Live. You never know what
That's
kind
right.
of news you're going to get Monday nights on Outdoors Live.
I'm so bookmarking this video too to remember it.
Everybody excited about the football playoffs?
You know, so
no, I'm a Packers fan.
Yeah, these two games. So I'm a Broncos fan. So Kansas City is, and Tom Brady because of New England Patriots. And so me and my daughter and my wife pick against each other. And so when I pick, it doesn't matter who I like or don't like. I'm going to pick who I think is going to win that game. Boom, $20.
Wow.
Dang.
Nice.
Ben's the man. There you go, Stanley.
Very nice.
I'm trying to put it on the screen and I'm hiding them for some reason. Ben, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
That was
really,
awesome.
really thank you.
Awesome, Ben. So for the pick, I picked the Packers and I picked Kansas City, even though I wanted Buffalo to win that game. But then the way Tom Brady and the Bucks destroyed Green Bay, I was like, there's no way Buffalo's not ready for that. So then I'm like, I really do hope Kansas City does win. They did. And I do think Kansas City is going to beat the Bucks in the Super Bowl. Even though it's in there and it's his 10th or 11th Super Bowl and blah, 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 Tom Brady. If you look at that game, he didn't play as well as the other team played poorly. 3 interceptions in the second half. I mean, against a lot of teams.
Fourth down. Fourth down.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb coaching. They should have went for a touchdown instead of kicking a field goal. You're not probably going to get the ball back, and they didn't. So, yeah, there were some mistakes made. I really think Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, as much as I hate it because they're in our division, and we're going to have to deal with him for, you know, is he going to be in the league for 20 damn years too? But I really think that they get the win at the Super Bowl, and I kind of hope they do, and it feels funny saying that I hope the Kansas City Chiefs win a Super Bowl, especially because in our division, there's only been 4 teams, I think, that won the Super Bowl back-to-back, one of them being my Denver Broncos, 98-99, and now Kansas City has a chance to do the same thing. And God, that kills me.
I'm on the other side of it. Brady has ruined enough of my football bets over the last 20 years that I want him to win this one. I want him to take it. I want him to take it. I want him to put New England in their place. I want him to go ahead and be pad the stats of the greatest quarterback of all time, or the greatest athlete of all time, because it lessens the guilt and the burden that I feel as a result of every team that I ever wanted to win that he beat.
That sounds very greedy, sir. Please root for Kansas City.
Yeah, no, it's all about me.
All I
And
can
I think
say
we
is
should talk about live streaming the Super Bowl. Honestly, I think we need to have a chat about that.
I've been a
I
Packer
wanted the
fan.
Packers. I wanted the Packers. I'm a Packers fan. Have been for years. I was a Brett Favre fan back in the day.
I've been a Packer fan for a long, long time. Used to have season tickets at Lambeau. But I'll tell you right now, I haven't watched a single football game in 2 years, and I'm probably not going to watch the Super Bowl. I'm not into the without getting myself in trouble with what it's become lately. I guess I'm going to put it that way. So
still enjoy the game enough to watch it, even though there's all that sideshow BS that goes on.
Yeah.
I still enjoy it enough, and
I'll always follow the Packers, but I'm just not going to watch them on TV. That's the way it is with me.
You don't have to watch them anymore this year, even if you want to.
Yeah, true.
You know, everybody talks that smack. Yeah, my Broncos were out by week 6 or 7, but guess what? The Packers and everybody else will be sitting on the couch watching it just like the Broncos.
Dude, I am a Packers and a Texans fan. So if you want to talk to my Texans fandom, look at the situation that we are currently in.
They are a mess, and I hope we get your quarterback. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm not even lying. I feel for him. I totally understand. We finally, after all of these years, I can name every quarterback we've gone through in the last 15 years. We finally got one.
Yep.
And I don't blame him for wanting to leave.
Your ownership sucks, just like in Detroit.
Yeah.
There's another team.
And Dallas. Somebody brought up Des Bryant.
That's a whole other bag of worms you're bringing up with that. That Dallas management is epic on a global scale.
Because it's one person.
You know, maybe the next time we do, not the next time we do a live stream, but maybe the time after that, we should talk about pro football. Seems to be
that'd be a fun chat.
What's that?
That'd be a fun chat. I think I'm not even lying. I tell you, off camera, we'll have a little sit down chat about maybe doing a Super Bowl live stream or a football live stream. The four of us, we'll work out see if that's something that's viable.
Okay.
When is it?
That means I'd have to watch a football game, though.
Yeah, you would.
No, it doesn't.
That's this Sunday.
What's that?
That time, boss.
Is the Super Bowl this Sunday?
No.
No, I think isn't the Pro Bowl this weekend? The Super Bowl after that?
February 7th.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Where are we at next?
Yeah.
Time to go, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, it is that time. I want to thank everybody so much. This was a really awesome stream. I'm really glad to have been able to have gotten that email in the time that we did this. I'm super stoked about that. Gentlemen, it is always an absolute pleasure to get to spend my Monday afternoons with you. I hope it goes on in perpetuity because it totally makes the entire rest of my week. Thank you so much, Grant, Steve, and John, for joining me. I had an absolute blast, and I look forward to the next one. Who got's next week? You know? Is it
Steve?
I do. Yeah, I do. It's my turn.
Haulin Ash.
So if you haven't subscribed to these gentlemen, we got links in the description down below for everybody. Next week, it's going to be hosted by Haulin Ash. That's Steve over here at Haulin Ash Outdoors. Again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Had a wonderful day. Look forward to a wonderful week, and I hope you have a great weekend. We will catch you in the next video.
Peace out.